On November 1st, 1512, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome, one of Michelangelo's finest works, was opened to the public for the first time. On November 2nd, 1947, the Hughes flying boat, at one time the largest aircraft ever built, is piloted by Howard Hughes on its first and only flight. Built with laminated birch and spruce, the massive wooden aircraft had a wingspan longer than a football field and earned the name the Spruce Goose. On November 3rd, 1507, Leonardo da Vinci was commissioned to paint the Lisa Gherardini, or the Mona Lisa. On November 4th, 1842, Abraham Lincoln married Mary Todd in Springfield, Illinois. Remember, the 5th of November. On November 5th, 1605, Guy Fawkes is betrayed and arrested in an attempt to blow up the British Parliament in the Gunpowder Plot. Ever since, England has celebrated Guy Fawkes Day. On November 6th, 1860, Abraham Lincoln is elected the 16th President of the United States. On November 7th, 1881, after the famous gunfight at the OK Corral, Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday are jailed as the hearings on what happened in the fight approach. On November 8th, 1889, Montana becomes the 41st state of the Union. On November 9th, 1989, East German officials opened the Berlin Wall, allowing travel from East to West Berlin. The following day, celebrating Germans began to tear the wall down. On November 10th, 1969, a pioneering TV show called Sesame Street debuted and began teaching generations of young children the alphabet and how to count. On November 11th, 1978, a stuntman on the Georgia set of The Dukes of Hazzard launched the show's iconic automobile, a 1969 Dodge Charger named the General Lee, off a makeshift dirt ramp and over a police car. On November 12th, 1954, Ellis Island, the gateway to America, shut its doors after processing more than 12 million immigrants since opening in 1892. On November 13th, 1835, Texas officials proclaim independence from Mexico, calling itself the Lone Star Republic until its admission to the Union in 1845. On November 14th, 1908, Albert Einstein presented his quantum theory of light. On November 15th, 1956, Love Me Tender, featuring the singer Elvis Presley in his big screen debut, premiered in New York City at the Paramount Theater. On November 16th, 2001, Harry Potter made its big screen debut with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which opened in movie theaters across the United States. On November 17th, 1869, the Suez Canal, connecting the Mediterranean and the Red Seas, is opened for its use to shipping from all over the world. On November 18th, 1883, at exactly noon on this day, American and Canadian railroads began using 4 continental time zones to end the confusion of dealing with thousands of local times. On November 19th, 1863, at the dedication of a military cemetery at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, one of the most memorable speeches in American history, in fewer than 275 words. On November 20th, 1982, the UC Berkeley football team won an improbable last-second victory over Stanford when they completed 5 lateral passes around the Stanford marching band, who had wandered onto the field a bit early to celebrate the upset they were sure their team had won, and scored a touchdown. On November 21st, 1980, 350 million people around the world tuned in to television's popular primetime drama Dallas to find out who shot JR. On November 22, 1963, JFK was assassinated while traveling through Dallas, Texas. On November 23, 1963, Doctor Who first aired with an episode called An Earthly Child on the British Broadcasting Channel, eventually becoming the longest-running sci-fi TV show. On November 24, 1991, lead singer of the band Queen, Freddie Mercury, died. On November 25, 1783, nearly 3 months after the Treaty of Paris was signed, ending the American Revolution, the last British soldiers withdrew from New York City. On November 26, 1942, Casablanca, the World War II-era drama starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, premiered in New York City, becoming one of the most beloved Hollywood movies in history. On November 27, 1940, the actor and martial arts expert Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco, California. On November 28, 1962, Jon Stewart, American comedian, actor, and television host, was born. On November 29, 2001, English musician and songwriter George Harrison died at age 58. On November 30th, 1982, Michael Jackson's Thriller is released worldwide and at this time was thought to be the best-selling album of all time, the album which had only 9 tracks and later won 8 Grammy Awards.